What if I told you the reason you're overlooked, disrespected, and ignored is because you can't shut up? Yet you, not them. You talk too much, explain too fast, react too quickly. And every second you do that, you lower your value without even realizing it. You think you're expressing yourself. You're actually exposing your lack of control. And people feel it instantly. They may not say it, but they sense it. And once they sense it, attraction dies before it even starts. You don't lose people because you're not good enough. You lose them because you reveal everything before they feel anything. And that's the mistake. If you're still here, it means something in you is tired of being average, tired of being overlooked, tired of being the one who tries too hard. Subscribe only if you're the type who chooses discipline over comfort, who moves in silence, and builds power without needing validation. Stay, listen, apply, because this isn't entertainment. This is correction. Comment silence is power if you understand this shift. Not for engagement, for commitment, because if you can't even commit to a thought, you'll never commit to discipline. And without discipline, none of this works, because this is not for the weak-minded. This is for the ones ready to cut parts of themselves off and rebuild something dangerous. If you understand that you don't need more attention, you need more control, then you already know what to do. You've been trained to believe that speaking more makes you more important. Wrong. The more you speak without purpose, the less people value what you say. Your words have no weight because you give them away freely. You reply instantly. You over-explain. You fill every silence like it's your responsibility. It's not. It's your weakness. Silence exposes that weakness, and that's why you avoid it. Because when you're quiet, you're forced to sit with yourself. And most of you don't even like what you see. So you talk. You distract. You perform. You try to stay relevant. But relevance built on noise fades quickly. Here's the first realization. You are not overlooked. You are overexposed. You show too much too soon with no control. There's no mystery in you. No tension. No reason for anyone to lean in. Because you give them everything without earning their curiosity. And curiosity is what creates attraction. Not your words, not your effort, not your explanations. Curiosity and silence builds it. You want people to feel your presence? Then stop announcing it. You want people to respect you? Then stop explaining yourself to everyone. You want to be attractive without trying? Then learn the discipline of silence. Because silence is not empty. Silence is loaded, carries control, carries confidence, carries power, but you don't have it yet because you react to everything. A message comes in, you rush to reply. Someone challenges you, you rush to defend. Someone misunderstands you, you rush to explain. Why? Because you're addicted to being seen correctly. That addiction is killing your presence. You don't need everyone to understand you. You need to understand yourself. And once you do, you stop seeking validation through noise. You start moving differently, slower, sharper, more intentional. That's where attraction begins. Not in what you say, but in what you choose to hold back. If you're the type who refuses to be controlled by impulse, who refuses to be predictable, who refuses to be easy to read, then you already know this isn't optional. This is identity. You don't subscribe to content. You align with discipline. And discipline doesn't beg, transforms. Right now, you're leaking energy. Every conversation drains you. Every reaction weakens you. Every unnecessary word pulls you further away from control. And without control, you are nothing but noise. Here's the second realization. Silence is dominance. Not loud dominance. Not fake confidence. Real dominance. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind that sits back, observes, and lets others expose themselves. While you stay still. While you stay composed. While you stay in control. That level of restraint, it's rare. And anything rare becomes valuable. You've been trying to be liked. That's your problem. Attractive people are not trying to be liked. They are trying to be aligned. aligned with discipline, aligned with control, aligned with standards. And standards don't speak loudly. They show quietly. You don't argue. You don't explain. You don't chase. You decide. And you move. That's it. But you negotiate your worth. In conversations, in messages, in reactions. You try to convince people to see you differently. That alone makes you less attractive. Because value doesn't convince. Value exists, and people either recognize it or they don't. Either way, it doesn't change. Here's the third realization. The more you talk, the less people listen. Because you've trained them to. You respond to everything. So nothing you say feels important. You explain everything. So nothing you say feels confident. You react to everything. So nothing you do feels controlled. And control is the foundation of attraction. Without it, you are predictable. And predictable is boring. Silence breaks that pattern. Silence makes people pause. Silence makes people think. Silence makes people wonder. And when people start wondering about you, you've already won. But you're scared of that. Because silence removes your ability to control the narrative. You can't explain yourself. You can't correct perception. You can't manage how people see you. Good. That's exactly where your power is. Because when you stop trying to control perception, you start controlling reality. Your actions become louder. Your presence becomes heavier. Your words, when finally used, become precise. And precision hits harder than volume ever could. Here's the fourth realization. Silence protects your mind. You are constantly overstimulated. Constant conversations, constant noise, constant need to respond. And it's making you weak, mentally weak, because you don't have space to think. You don't have space to observe. You don't have space to build depth. You're reacting, not thinking. And reactive people are controlled by their environment. Disciplined people control their environment by controlling themselves. That starts with silence. Not complete silence. Controlled silence. You choose when to speak. You choose when to respond. You choose when to engage. That choice is power. Because most people don't have it. They're impulsive, predictable, easy to read, easy to ignore. You're not becoming that anymore. Here's the fifth realization. Not being understood is an advantage. Let that sit. You've been trying your whole life to be understood, to be accepted, to be seen clearly. But clarity makes you predictable. And predictability removes tension. Without tension, there's no attraction. When people can't fully read you, they pay attention. When people can't predict you, they respect distance. When people can't access you easily, they value your presence. You've been too accessible, too available, too easy. That ends now. From this moment, you stop giving people full access to you. They earn it through time, through consistency, through respect, not through your need to be liked. This is where you separate from the majority. Because most people won't do this. It's uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. It forces you to confront your impulses, to sit in silence, to resist the urge to speak, to let moments pass without inserting yourself. But that's the point. Growth is uncomfortable. Control is uncomfortable. Silence is uncomfortable. And that's why it works. Because most people will never master it. So when you do, you stand out without trying. You attract without chasing. You command without speaking. And that's dangerous. Not loud, not aggressive, controlled, calculated, unshakable. So here's what you're going to do. For the next 24 hours, you speak less than usual. Way less. You don't respond immediately. You don't explain yourself unless necessary. You don't fill silence with noise. You observe. You listen. You pause. And you feel every moment where your mind begs you to speak. That urge? That's your lack of control trying to survive. Kill it. Sit with it. Let it burn. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a version of you that doesn't chase attention. A version of you that doesn't seek validation. A version of you that doesn't need to be heard, to be felt. And that version is silently attractive. So the next time you feel the urge to speak just to stay relevant, don't. Let the silence expose others. Let it build tension. Let it create presence. Because you are no longer the one who talks to be seen. You are the one who is seen without talking. Control your silence. Control your value. Control your life. Now become the man who doesn't need to speak to be respected. Because respect was never given to noise. It was given to control. And control is what you've been avoiding your entire life. You chase comfort. You chase validation. You chase quick responses and easy approval. But the Stoics, men like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, they didn't chase anything. They mastered themselves. And that's the difference between you and the man you're trying to become. Marcus ruled an empire, yet he reminded himself daily to speak less, to observe more, to control impulse. Not because it looked good, because it built power. Seneca warned that the man who cannot control his tongue cannot control his life. Look at yourself honestly. How many times have you ruined your own image just by speaking too much? How many times have you explained something and immediately felt weaker after? How many times have you tried to fix perception and made it worse? That's not bad luck. That's lack of discipline. And discipline is not something you talk about. It's something you suffer through. Here's where it cuts deeper. Silence will isolate you. First, because when you stop over-talking, people will notice the shift. They'll test you. They'll try to pull you back into your old patterns. They'll ask questions, not because they care, but because they're used to your availability. And when you don't respond the same way, they'll feel it. They'll feel the distance. They'll feel the control. And it will make them uncomfortable. Good. Let them be uncomfortable. Because for once, you're not the one seeking approval. You're the one setting the tone. And most people don't know how to handle that. Here's another realization. Your silence is a filter. It exposes who values you and who only valued your attention. Pay attention to that. When you stop talking, some people disappear, not because you changed, but because they were feeding off your energy, your explanations, your reactions, your constant presence. Remove that, and they have nothing left. That's not loss. That's clarity. The Stoics didn't surround themselves with noise. They surrounded themselves with purpose. And purpose doesn't scream. It moves quietly, consistently, without needing recognition. You've been trying to be recognized. That's why you're stuck. Because recognition is external. Control is internal. And only one of those builds real power. You don't need more people to see you. You need fewer people to access you. Let that sink in. You've been too open, too available, too easy to reach. And anything easy is rarely respected. Scarcity creates value. Silence creates scarcity. Control creates silence. It all leads back to discipline. But discipline is painful because it forces you to deny your impulses. It forces you to sit in moments where your mind is screaming, say something, respond now, fix this, explain yourself. And you don't. You sit there, still, unmoved, unbothered. That moment right there, that's where you're being forged. That's where weakness dies and strength is built. But most of you won't make it past that moment because it's easier to react, easier to talk, easier to stay the same. That's why most people are forgettable. They never develop control. They never develop presence. They never develop depth. You're not becoming that anymore. From now on, every word you speak must earn its place. Every sentence must carry weight. Every response must be intentional. If it doesn't get said. That's the standard. And standards are what separate you from everyone else. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by removing what's unnecessary. The unnecessary words. The unnecessary reactions. The unnecessary need to be understood. Strip it all away. What's left is sharp, focused, dangerous. Here's something most people will never understand. Silence makes people project. When you don't speak, they fill the gap with their own assumptions, their own fears, their own interpretations, and that gives you power, because now they are thinking about you more than you're thinking about them. You've shifted the dynamic without saying a word. That's psychological control. That's presence. That's attraction. But it only works if your silence is backed by discipline, not insecurity, not fear, discipline, because silent insecurity feels weak, but silent control feels powerful, and people can tell the difference. So don't hide behind silence. Command it, own it, use it like a weapon. Another hard truth: you talk too much because you're trying to be liked. There it is. That's the root. You want approval. You want connection. You want reassurance. And you think talking more gives you that. It doesn't. It makes you predictable. And predictability kills attraction. The Stoics understood something you don't. You don't control how people feel about you. You control how you show up. That's it. So instead of trying to manage emotions, yours or theirs, you master behavior. You master presence. You master silence. And everything else follows. Respect, tension, attraction, all of it. But never chase it. Because the moment you chase, you lose control. And the moment you lose control, you lose everything. You've done that before. You felt it. That moment where you said too much, texted too fast, explained too deeply, and immediately regretted it. That sinking feeling? That's your awareness waking up. That's the part of you that knows. You just lost ground. You just lowered your value. You just gave away your power. And now you want it back. Good. Then earn it back. Through restraint. Through discipline. Through silence. Not for a day. Not for a moment. As a lifestyle. Because this isn't a trick. This is identity. You are becoming the man who doesn't need to speak to be felt. The man who doesn't react to be respected. The man who doesn't explain to be understood. You just are. And that being, that quiet confidence, that controlled presence, that's what people can't ignore, even if they try. So the next time you feel that urge again, that pressure to speak, pause and ask yourself, is this necessary or is this weakness? And if it's weakness, you already know what to do. Say nothing. Let the silence speak for you. Let it build tension. Let it create presence. Let it separate you. Because separation is where value is created. And value is what you've been missing. Not because you don't have it, but because you've been drowning it in noise. No more. From this point forward, you don't speak to fill space. You speak to move impact. You don't react to everything. You choose what deserves your energy. You don't explain yourself to everyone. You let your actions speak, and your silence confirm. That's the shift. That's the standard. That's the identity. And once you step into it, there's no going back. Because now you've seen the truth. Now you've felt the difference. Now you understand. Silence is not empty. It is power under control. So control it. Use it. Become it. And watch how the world starts responding to you differently, without you saying a word. And the moment the world starts responding to you differently, don't get comfortable, because comfort is where discipline goes to die. You've tasted control now. You've felt what it means to hold back, to pause, to not react like everyone else. But this is where most people fail. They touch discipline, then they relax. They get a little attention, a little respect, and they fall right back into old habits. Talking too much, explaining too fast, reacting without thinking. And just like that, the power is gone. So understand this clearly. Silence is not something you try once. It's something you become. Every single day, in every single interaction. Especially when it's hardest. Especially when your emotions are pulling at you. Because that's where the real test is. Not when things are calm, but when you're triggered. When someone disrespects you. When someone ignores you. When someone challenges you. That's where your old self shows up. The one who wants to defend. The one who wants to prove. The one who wants to speak. And that's where you make your decision. Do you go back? Or do you rise? The Stoics had a rule. If it doesn't improve the silence, don't say it. Simple, brutal, effective. But you don't live like that. You speak to protect your ego. You react to protect your image. You explain to protect how others see you. That's not strength. That's fear dressed as communication. And fear is loud. It rushes. It spills. It exposes. But control is quiet. It waits. It observes. Chooses. You want to know why silence makes you attractive? Because it signals one thing. You are not controlled by your emotions. And that alone separates you from most people. Because most people are emotional slaves. They react instantly. They speak without thinking. They let feelings dictate behavior. And then they wonder why they're not respected. You're not doing that anymore. You feel everything. But you don't show everything. That's mastery. That's control. That's discipline. And it's rare, which makes it valuable. But let's go deeper. Because silence is not just about others. It's about you. When you stop talking so much, you start hearing something you've been avoiding. Your thoughts, your insecurities, your doubts, the things you've been drowning in noise. And now, there's no escape, no distraction, just you and your mind. And that's where most people break. Because they realize they're not in control of their own thoughts. Their mind jumps, overthinks, seeks validation, replays conversations, imagines scenarios. It's chaos. And that chaos is why you talk so much. To escape it, to avoid it, to silence it. But here's the truth. You don't fix chaos by escaping it. You fix it by facing it. In silence. That's why the Stoics valued stillness. Not because it was peaceful, but because it was revealing. It showed them who they really were. And most of you are afraid of that. You don't want to see your lack of discipline, your need for approval, your fear of being ignored. But you have to, because you can't control what you refuse to confront. So when you sit in silence, and your mind starts racing, good, that's the work. That's where you build control. You don't react to every thought. You don't chase every feeling. You observe. You let it pass. You stay grounded. That same discipline is what you bring into your interactions. Someone disrespects you. You don't react immediately. You observe. You assess. You decide. And sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all. That confuses people. Because they expect reaction. They expect emotion. They expect noise. And when they don't get it, they feel it. They feel the gap. They feel the control. They feel your presence. Without you saying anything. That's power. But don't misunderstand this. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is not fear. Because if you're silent out of fear, people will sense it. They will feel the hesitation, the insecurity, the uncertainty, and that repels attraction. But when your silence comes from control, from choice, from discipline, feels different, feels grounded, feels intentional, feels strong, and people respond to that, even if they don't understand it, even if they can't explain it, they feel it, and feeling is what drives behavior, not logic, not words, energy, presence, control. So your job is not to speak better. It's to become someone whose silence speaks. Let that sit, because that's where the shift happens. You stop focusing on what to say, and you start focusing on who you are, because who you are determines how you speak, how you move, how you react, how you exist. And right now, you're still becoming. You're still breaking habits. You're still fighting impulses. That's good. That means you're in the process. But don't rush it, because real control takes time. It takes repetition. It takes failure. You will slip. You will overtalk. You will react. You will catch yourself after. That's part of it. But the difference now is awareness. Before you didn't see it. Now you do. And that changes everything. Because once you see the problem, you can't unsee it. Every time you talk too much, You'll feel it. Every time you react too fast, you'll notice it. Every time you explain unnecessarily, it will bother you. That discomfort is growth. Lean into it. Use it. Let it reshape you. Because slowly, quietly, you're becoming someone different. Someone controlled. Someone intentional. Someone rare. And rarity always attracts, but not everyone will like it. And that's something you need to accept. Your silence will intimidate some people. It will frustrate others. It will push away those who relied on your old version. Let them go, because you're not here to be liked by everyone. You're here to become someone who respects himself. And self-respect doesn't beg, doesn't explain, doesn't chase. It stands firm, quiet, unshaken. That's you now, or at least, that's who you're becoming. So the next time you're in a conversation, and there's a pause, don't rush to fill it. Let it breathe. Let it stretch. Let it become uncomfortable. Because in that discomfort, you are building something most people never will. Control, presence, power. And over time, that becomes your default. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to force it. It's just who you are. You walk into a room, and you don't need to speak. You sit, you observe, you exist, and people notice, not because you demanded attention, but because your presence carries weight. That's the goal. Not to be loud, not to be dominant in words, but to be undeniable in presence. And that starts with silence. So protect it, guard it, refine it, because in a world full of noise, the one who controls silence controls everything. Now ask yourself, are you ready to become that person? Or are you going to go back to talking, explaining, reacting, and staying average? Choose carefully, because your habits are building your identity, and your identity is building your life. So decide, who are you when you don't speak? Because that answer will define everything. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything either locks in or falls apart. You've heard the truth. You've felt it. You've seen yourself in it. But none of that matters if you walk away and stay the same, because information doesn't change you. Action does. And most people, they don't act. They feel motivated for a moment. Then they disappear back into comfort, back into noise, back into habits that keep them invisible. You're not doing that. Not after this. Not after seeing yourself this clearly. Because now you know, every time you speak without purpose, you lower your value. Every time you react without control, you lose power. Every time you explain yourself to people who didn't earn it, you disrespect yourself. And self-disrespect is something you can't hide. People feel it. They may not say it, but they respond to it. They treat you based on how you present yourself. And if you present yourself as someone who needs to be heard, they will ignore you. If you present yourself as someone who needs validation, they will withhold it. If you present yourself as someone who can't control his words, they will never respect your presence. That's the harsh truth. No sugarcoating, no comfort, just reality. But here's the shift. You are no longer that person. You don't need to talk to prove anything. You don't need to explain to feel understood. You don't need to react to feel powerful. You've moved past that, or at least you're starting to, and that alone separates you from the majority. Because most people never reach this level of awareness. They live their entire lives, talking too much, reacting too fast, wondering why nothing changes. You're not wondering anymore. You're seeing. And once you see, you can't go back to being blind. So now the responsibility is yours, not mine, not anyone else's. Yours, to apply this, to live this, to become this. Because if you don't, you're choosing to stay average. You're choosing to stay overlooked. You're choosing to stay predictable. And that choice, that's on you. Not circumstances, not people. You. So let me ask you something real. How many times have you walked away from a conversation and replayed everything you said? Wishing you said less. Wishing you stayed quiet. Wishing you held back. That regret, That's your awareness trying to wake you up. That's the version of you that understands control, but hasn't mastered it yet. And now, you have no excuse, because you know exactly what to do. Speak less, observe more, control yourself. That's it. Simple. Not easy, but simple. And the reason it's not easy is because it requires you to go against your impulses, against your conditioning, against everything you've been doing for years. But that's what makes it powerful. Because anything easy, everyone would have it. And clearly, they don't. Look around you. Noise everywhere. People talking just to be heard. Explaining just to feel validated. Reacting just to feel relevant. And none of them stand out. None of them feel powerful. None of them command presence. Because they lack the one thing that matters. Control. You're building that now. Quietly. Intentionally. Relentlessly. And over time, it will show. In how people look at you. In how people respond to you. In how people treat you. But more importantly, in how you see yourself. Because real power is internal. It's not what they think about you. It's what you know about yourself. And when you know that you can sit in silence, that you can hold back, that you can control your words, that confidence is different. It's not loud. It's not performative. It's solid, unshakable, real. And people feel that without you saying anything. That's the level you're stepping into. But don't get distracted, because once people start noticing, your ego will try to come back. It will tell you to talk more, to show more, to prove more. Don't listen, because the moment you go back to proving, you lose everything you built. Stay grounded, stay controlled, stay silent when it matters. That's how you maintain power, not by gaining attention, but by not needing it. That's the difference. And that difference is what makes you silently attractive. Not desperate, not loud, not chasing, but controlled, focused, unavailable to nonsense, available only to purpose. That's rare. That's valuable. That's you now. So don't break it. Protect it. Guard it. Refine it daily. Because this isn't a phase. This is identity. And identity is built through repetition. Every conversation, every interaction, every moment where you choose control over impulse, that's a vote for the man you're becoming. So stack those votes, daily, relentlessly, until it's no longer something you think about. It's just who you are. Now here's where it gets real, because I don't want you to just feel this. I want you to prove it. To yourself. Not to me. Not to anyone watching. To you. For the next 48 hours, you will operate differently. You will speak only when necessary. You will pause before responding. You will not explain yourself unless it's required. You will not chase conversations. You will not react emotionally. You will observe. You will listen. You will stay grounded. And you will feel every urge to break that discipline. That's your test. That's your battlefield. And most people, they will fail it. They'll go right back to comfort, right back to noise, right back to being average. But you're not most people. At least, that's what you tell yourself. Now prove it. Because identity is not what you say, it's what you repeatedly do. So do the work, silently, consistently, without needing applause. And watch what happens. Watch how people start leaning in. Watch how your presence starts carrying weight. Watch how your words, when you finally speak, start hitting harder. That's not luck. That's control. Earned, built, maintained. Now before you leave, understand this clearly. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Because there's more you need to master. More habits you need to break. More control you need to build. And if you stop here, you will lose momentum. You will slip. You will fall back. That's why the next step matters. There's a video on your screen right now. Don't ignore it. Don't scroll past it. That video is your next level, your next shift, your next confrontation with truth. If you're serious about changing, you'll watch it. If you're not, you'll leave. And that decision says everything about who you are. Also, if something in this hit you, if you felt exposed, if you saw yourself clearly for the first time, then don't keep that to yourself. Like the video, not for me, but as a signal, commitment, that you're done being average. Share it, because someone else out there is stuck in the same cycle you're breaking, and your action might be the thing that wakes them up. And comment, I control my silence, not for engagement, but as a declaration, a line you don't cross again, because once you say it, you live it. And if you're the type who's done playing small, who's done chasing validation, who's ready to build real control, then subscribe, not as a follower, but as someone aligning with a different standard, a higher one, a disciplined one, because this channel is not for noise, it's for transformation, and transformation is not comfortable, it's brutal, it's honest, it's necessary, just like this. So don't just watch, become. And from this moment forward, you are not the person who talks to be seen, you are the person who is seen, because you don't need to talk. Stay controlled, stay dangerous, stay silent. Now go prove it.